because I'm listening to this on Audible, The Cult of Trump, this book someone wrote a couple of years ago, basically about how this happened. And I think I was telling you before this that I've kind of resigned my fact because the last 5 years has been exercise in futility. But I've resigned myself, from the view of why is this happening? Why isn't anyone seeing like what's happening and how can they let this happen? How can they listen to this? To like, my attitude is, how did this happen? Like, I really want to know how this happened. Like, how was he able to do this? It's like listening to it. It's like he goes, because this is a guy who used to be a Moonie. It's a guy who was in that cult for the
Right.
Reverend Moon, and he breaks down all the processes that cult leaders do and cults do to get members to basically sign themselves over and resign themselves to a cult. Like, it really is a thing that's thought out, and he breaks down how Trump did every single
Oh, that's
thing that
interesting.
like a cult leader will do. And listening to that is more like, oh, this is what, and it's, a lot,
Mhm.
and that's what's so scary about Fox, because it's like, it is propaganda. It's cult propaganda. They are the cult mouthpiece. So the cult can tune in and act like they're not in a cult. And they're like, well, I'm informed, I'm watching the news. But it's like, no, you're watching your cult.
Right.
That's what you're watching, the information that your cult is giving you. So
Yeah, and Trump is like, I mean, like a cult leader. One thing he never does is never admits a mistake. So he's like this kind of infallible cult of personality.
he's a god.
Yeah,
They're gods to that. They present themselves. That's why he never admits defeat, because he
yeah,
can't, because to admit defeat would show behind the curtain, the fallibility of the cult god, and the
right.
cult god can
Like the
never
leader
be
of
that.
South North Korea. That guy. He says he can dunk a basketball
Right.
and shoots a hole in one every
I
time.
mean, he is Xenu. He's
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard, or he's Xenu. Like, that is, and I think what's scary having that realization. That's why I was saying it's chilling to watch Fox. Is like, you're like, holy shit, this is like really a lot more far gone than I realized.